Tonight, the final battle between humanity and the demon tribe took place. 5 heroes fought a decisive battle with the demon lord Simulus. A powerful, blinding light exploded from the back of the moon beast. This great war has finally come to an end. The demon lord was defeated, but the 5 human heroes also paid a heavy price. Iron Fortress Fidu, Celestial Palace Fall. Beside them, the peerless knight. Mio dazed softly called out, "Run." He was using a healing spell on the wounds of the holy light sage Sokka. She pleaded, "Sir Ron, please stop. It's no use." He also approached and said with regret, "The demon lord's final attack wounded her. Someone who's completely exhausted their strength can't be healed." Ron furiously shouted, "Both of you shut up." Sokka reached for his face. "Stop. You don't need to try and save me anymore." A tear rolled down her face. "With this outcome, I'm already content." Fia stepped forward, her expression pained. "Even though we won, we promised that all 5 of us would return together." Suddenly, Simulus's voice echoed, "Oh, Ron." Just as Sokka said, "This is the end." Ron was replaying the demon lord's voice. The demon confirmed, "That's right. That is my voice. And also, the final word for this epic battle." Fa flinched, looking all over her body. "This is the demon lord's flesh and blood." Merovius was also disturbed. "We've been tricked by the demon lord. Whoever kills him will be assimilated by him. This is his true power." The left side of Ron's body was also transforming. Hearing this, Simulus redefined assimilation. "No, I'd rather call it evolution." That arm reached for the moon, his face utterly triumphant. "Since you were all defeated by me, you have the privilege of becoming my new body. In my grand undertaking to annihilate all life in this world, all of you will be used to your fullest potential." Simulus looked at him. "Especially you, the body of the strongest human." Merovius struggled to speak. "Ron," he said with determination, "compared to becoming his tool for slaughter, I'd rather die by your hand." The demon whispered inside Ron's mind, "Abandon this foolish thought. Don't commit the grave sin of killing your own comrade. He's the only family you have left." Merovius urged, "Hurry up and do it. I can't hold on much longer. Don't let the tragedy of brother killing brother happen again." Ron pointed his sword straight at him. Merovius's voice was a little weak. "Why is your sword trembling? You can't do it." He remained silent. Instead, Simulus spoke up. "Resistance is futile. The right side of your body has now been assimilated by me as well." He gave a faint smile. "So that's how it is. Good. At least it's not because you've gone soft." As the words left his mouth, the sword pierced through his body. Ron's expression was cold without a hint of emotion. Merovius leaned in close and whispered, "Only someone as ruthless and deadly as you is worthy of that power." He whispered, "My brother. Innate ability activated. Sea of blood, mountain of corpses. For every life taken, a portion of their strength is permanently absorbed." Fia suddenly cried out, "Boss Ron, stay your sword." She pleaded, "Don't let Maro's sacrifice be in vain." Fa also encouraged him, "Do what you have to do. My sister and I are counting on you." His eyes were bloodshot. Fia fell. Another mark appeared on Ron's cheek. Then it was Fa's turn, and a third mark appeared. Blood-red veins bulged across his body. Simulus appeared and asked, "Was all that really necessary? The power you gain from 3 lives is only enough to free your right arm." Ron looked at the sword in his hand to solve the final problem. "One arm is enough." Seeing his action, Simulus wondered, "Cutting off your own head? Is this your solution?" The demon grew angry and reached out a hand. "That's enough. Stop testing my patience." Finally, the sword shattered. The sword Sula has been destroyed. In this world, no attack can ever destroy this invincible shell of mine. Suddenly, his expression froze. Could it be? You think? Ron's face was grim. That the sword could destroy it. He plunged his hand into his own left chest. "But I can't I?" Ron precisely grabbed the heart, causing the demon to cry out, "Ron!" He mercilessly crushed it. Time passed. Dawn slowly broke. Simulus slowly dissolved in the light. "It seems I underestimated you. One born to kill who will also die by killing. Dying with the demon lord. Is this my end?" The demon tribe couldn't be completely annihilated. And I couldn't save a single person I wanted. Ron's face was lifeless. He stood alone in a sea of red. What a shame. 5 years later at that same place. Voices echoed in the dark night. "Oh, great demon lord, you have been gone from us for 5 years now. Boss, stop muttering to yourself. What are we even doing tonight? You idiot. You don't even know what we're supposed to do tonight." The centipede and the mantis whispered to each other. "I don't know. The boss just said we had to capture 4 human girls and 1 demon. If you don't know, then shut up and get back to your squad. Tonight is the 5-year memorial for our great demon lord. The mantis held a sword, standing before the girls tied to the insect swarm. Great Demon Lord, you created us. This year's memorial service will be hosted by me in your honor. I will ensure the new generation of demons never forgets your great sacrifice. Now let the ritual begin. First, kill them with one slash, their heads flew off. Fittings. The other insects opened their mouths, scrambling for them. He turned around once more. Now to offer the blood of a demon to the great demon lord. Ron's eyes were nailed shut, his hands suspended. He blurrily opened his eyes. Where's this place? The first thing he saw was a pair of green legs. Didn't I die? Suddenly, a mantis struck him across the face. Don't you move, you useless trash. You're the weakest of the demon race. You don't even deserve a name. Ron's eyes narrowed. The demon race. It swung its scythe. Being hung here as a sacrifice is your greatest honor. Ron's sharp eyes saw the blade get closer as it fell perfectly onto his arm. Then Ron's hand was severed. The mantis warned, I told you not to move. It's your fault you ruined everything. His body was completely fine as he landed calmly on the ground. It was startled and confused. Wait, did he do that on purpose? Ron's expression was cold. You pathetic demon. You don't even recognize me. Hearing this, the mantis broke out in a sweat, stammering, You are. His body lunged forward like a phantom. Ron. A mantis clung to the side of the ship, observing when a hand suddenly threw it aside. What the hell are you staring at? Get back here. Why are you climbing, newbie? The other person yelled. The four great lords are all watching. Try harder. Year 312 of the new calendar. The demon race using the continent as cover launched a surprise attack at sea, assaulting humanity's coastal defense line. The silent demon King Naji, the conquest demon King Medinius, the wilderness demon King Kisa. During the surprise attack, only one person from the human side arrived in time to stop the demon fleet, head healer of the merciful sect, honorary professor of the Royal Academy, the destroyer of White Dew City, the demon race, Berserker, Ron, the eternal demon king. Two spoke, all troops hear my command. After that, Ron's hand also gripped his sword tightly. A long time later, the mantis whimpers could be heard. They're dead. They're all dead. Its whole body was soaked and injured except for Lord 2. Everyone else is dead. In the end, conquest. Demon King Melicus dead. The savage demon King Bonian did not participate in the battle. The wilderness demon King Kisa dead. The silent demon King Naji dead. The eternal demon king transcended his body a ray of light. A flash of lightning illuminated Ron's face as he stood in the rain with his sword on his shoulder. Seeing this, the mantis thought it was looking at a devil. Ron quickly twisted its neck off. The weak point of crustacean-type demons is their joints. Just apply force at the right angle, and you can easily tear them apart. He thought to himself, have I been resurrected? My mountain of corpses and sea of blood. It's back to 0. Innate talent. Mountain of corpses. Sea of blood. Level 1. The group of demons charged excitedly. Kill him. Let's go. Ron grabbed the mantis's scythe arm. He swept around, wiping out the entire group. Seeing the seal change, Ron frowned slightly. These demons are too weak. 9 lives, and I only got a little bit stronger. Mountain of corpses, sea of blood. Level 9. Innate talent. Mountain of corpses, sea of blood. With every life taken, the user grows permanently stronger. The amount of power gained depends on the strength of the target killed. A centipede that witnessed the scene was terrified. It writhed and turned to flee, but before it got far, it was struck in the tail. The centipede shrieked, Ow, that hurts. Let me go. Ron covered the unfortunate corpses with a cloth. Then he picked up an iron shoulder pad. Ron used a healing spell on his right arm and was startled to see several snakes sprouting out. My hand. Why is this happening? Seeing them slowly transform back into a hand, Ron trembled. No, he couldn't believe it. A devastated Ron collapsed, kneeling in a pool of blood. The liquid reflected his stunned face. I wasn't resurrected. I was reincarnated. I've been reincarnated into the body of a demon. He buried his face in his hands, helpless. How disgraceful. Ron clenched his teeth, veins popping on his forehead. This vile race. He roared in anger. Aside from the ones I've killed, this race is worthless. Suddenly, Ron covered his mouth. He bowed his head and vomited some water. The centipede was still struggling. Don't think you can be arrogant forever just because you have big bro sword arm, you little brat. Sooner or later, I'm going to kill you. And before I do, I'm going to have fun torturing you. I want to hear you scream in pain just like a human. It shrieked. Hey, you weakest demon. Do you understand the consequences? Ron remained silent. Though I don't understand how I ended up in this situation. He looked down at the centipede's body from above. But the idiot doesn't sense the danger. The feeling from the centipede is completely different from before. No matter. A little more force should be enough to scare it. Suddenly, Ron's sword slid down the centipede's body, splitting it in two. But he clutched his face, standing in a rain of blood. I can continue slaughtering demons. What more is there to complain about? Ron's eyes gleamed a smile, spreading across his face. A waterfall flowed down the mountainside. I vaguely heard them say, it's now the 5th year. After the Demon Emperor and I destroyed, each Ron surveyed his surroundings. For now, I should find a temporary shelter before investigating the situation further. Suddenly, he spotted a giant skull. The skull of the giant ape mountain demon. So, this is the field where I fought that behemoth. Inside the skull's mouth was a fortress. Lucky for the demons that came later. They built a stronghold right on its skull. The Ape Mountain region is a giant skeleton lying amidst the mountains and forests. Ron found a cave. Found it. The cave I used for shelter before. Seems my memory is correct. He observed the inside. There are no more signs of demon activity. It should be fine as a temporary hideout. A while later, a fire was lit. Ron sat in deep thought, his brow furrowed. In his hand, he held a small figurine. A past memory surfaced. Be careful, little sister. Don't fall. Okay, big brother on. Is this a little cooler? The new pants I just bought? He remembered not being satisfied with them. Facey, is this the best your sewing skills can do? She replied casually. Hey, we have limited resources. We can only make do with what we have. In the end, Ron still had to wear a skirt woven from leaves and straw. Everyone laughed at him. He remembered being very annoyed and uncomfortable. Thinking back on it now, the corners of Ron's mouth curved up slightly. He caressed the figurine of Facey in his hand. Then Ron placed her on a table where there were other figurines. A flicker of sadness crossed his face as he remembered that time. If only I could have done better. Ron's eyes filled with sorrow. Then he mercilessly threw a figurine of a person into the fire. The figurine of Ron lay still in the heat as Ron reflected on the recent past. In the last 5 years, I wonder how many people like me have had their lives destroyed by the demon race from a young age. Since I'm a demon now, I can use that to find a way to destroy them from within. Sometimes he would get intense headaches from the original memories of this demon's body. The centipede and the mantis are bullying someone. Who said you could eat? You worthless trash. The strong are revered. That's the way of the demons. This weak blood serpent demon, of course, has to endure all kinds of abuse. A weak blood serpent, a serf in the Viensun region. Ron was slightly surprised. The next scene showed the red demon giving a lecture. That's all for today's lesson. We'll continue with the details of the world's situation tomorrow. A guy propped his foot up on him and said arrogantly, Sir, is tomorrow going to be another theory lesson? It seems you all can't wait for the practical session, can you? Ron's eyes sharpened. He stood up. The demons are nothing more than instruments of war created by the Demon Emperor. By nature, they should only possess the desire to kill. Ron stepped out of the cave, and yet in just 5 years, they've managed to develop their civilization to this extent, taking root on the earth. Sunlight pierced through the clouds. Though I don't know the reason all of this happened, because I wasn't strong enough back then. Not strong enough to solve every problem. Iran silently made a resolution for this life. I must become stronger than I was in my past life. I will spare no expense to fulfill my oath to wipe them all out. Map notification. Your current location is New Recruit Training Camp Number 2 in the Tons region at New Recruit Training Camp Number 2. The red demon tapped his ruler on the board. All right, new recruits. Have you memorized everything? The current situation on the Soulless continent. I don't want to waste another damn half hour explaining it all over again. Ron stood at the back, observing the situation. I think I've got a good grasp of it now. In the 5 years since the Demon Emperor's death, the demon race has established 5 great royal courts based on cultivation levels, continuing the war with humanity. 4 years, both sides have had their wins and losses, ultimately leading to the stalemate, the half-assed situation of the Frozen Plains Royal Court, the Silent Northern Alliance, the war-torn Royal Court, the Eternal Royal Court, the Brutal Royal Court, and the Desolate Royal Court. Olivia Anya, the Southern Kingdoms, the Great Desert, the Viensun region, and the Order of the Sect. The Red Demon had a recruit wipe the board. Next up is the focus of today's lesson, innate sigils. As for magic types like fire magic and healing arts, we'll cover those later in the common magic section. He wrote a few words on the board. Innate sigils are inborn abilities. Unlike the inferior human race, every single member of our demon race possesses an innate sigil. Whether human or demon, when using a skill from one's innate sigil, it consumes the sigil power within the body. The strength of the sigil power is displayed as an emblem ranging from weakest to strongest first sigil to 6th sigil. As for super sigils beyond the 6th sigil, what's the damn point of talking about that with a bunch of idiotic recruits like you? It's meaningless. A layer of light emanated from the red demon's body. Someone like me is a 2-sigil powerhouse. Fledgling 1 sigils like you still have a lot of hard training ahead of you. Raising your sigil power to the 2nd level is damn hard, you know? A mark also appeared on the back of Ron's hand. Right now, I'm also just a 1 sigil, and blood serpents are rare. I only have a rough idea of what their innate sigil is. I need to find a chance to learn more. He continued his lecture. The 2nd sigil is a crucial milestone. Although a 1 sigil can use all the skills of their innate sigil, only upon reaching the 2nd sigil can you awaken the true power of the innate sigil. To put it simply, it's a grand ultimate move. The group of recruits suddenly backed away uneasily. The blonde-haired guy shoved him. You get the hell over there. What's that noise? A loud rumble was heard. The genius recruit is here. Get out of the way. He's a 2-sigil genius. You absolutely do not want to offend him. I don't want to be shot dead by an arrow like those challengers hanging from his belt. He pointed at Ron. Today, I don't need any foot tool. Who let this surf in here? The others chimed in. You worthless scum. Shouldn't you be out plowing the fields? What are you doing here? That's right. Who let this piece of trash in? The red demon didn't care. Silence. Someone just dragged that surf back to the manure pit. We will now begin the practical session. In a real battle, the strength of your sigil power or the type of your innate sigil doesn't completely determine victory or defeat. He patted an object covered by cloth. Skill information, tactics, and adaptability are equally important. All of you focus for me. Next, you must observe and analyze and finally deduce this thing's weakness. The blonde-haired guy smirked with interest. Finally, something a little interesting. The red demon pulled off the cloth. This is a type of demon created by the demon emperor in the early years. Because its intelligence is too low, it even attacks us indiscriminately. Therefore, the demon emperor only created 10 of them. And now, this is the only one left. This is the deadly howling fiend. It could easily tear rookies like you to shreds. Its entire body has only one weakness. Use all your strength and find it recruits. Ron merely glanced at a board. How dull. He walked against the crowd. There's no more useful information here. Time to leave. It's a pity there's so many demons here, but I can't kill them all to increase the stacks for my sea of blood on a mountain of corpses. They crowded around searching for the weakness. The head gnome, the heart gnome, the legs. Use your brain. Stop guessing randomly. Ron thought to himself. With my current strength, causing too much of a commotion here will only lead to more trouble. Suddenly, its red eyes flew open. Limmotor. It leaped forward unexpectedly. The red demon yanked hard on the chain around its neck. Behave yourself for me. He felt incredibly smug, a beast that only knows how to growl. Even with the power of a 3 sigil, your only weakness, your throat, is already in my grasp. No matter how great your abilities are, and you can't use any of them with its sharp teeth bared, Limid suddenly turned and spoke. Kid, I bet you're thinking that all you need to do is control this guy's throat, and then you can sleep soundly. You young demons, you're truly a declining generation. So naive, so easily fooled. The red-haired demon was surprised. You can talk. The guy squinted his eyes mockingly. Playing the fool for a few weeks. I guess that completes the mission from that great one. Today, while I'm at it, taking out you rookies from the slaughterer's court will be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. He just touched the collar lightly, and it shattered. Damn it. What the hell is going on? Is this the power of 3 marks? First, I need to retreat. I can't waste my secret weapon right now. The red-haired demon couldn't react in time and was annihilated. Blood splattered everywhere, making the blonde-haired demon freeze in his tracks. Limidop went on a rampage, slaughtering everyone. The blonde-haired demon ran for his life. Damn it. What the hell is going on? Is this the power of 3 marks? First, I need to retreat. I can't waste my secret weapon right now. Suddenly, he bumped into Gran. The blonde-haired demon snapped irritably. Damn it. Why are you blocking my way? He just sneered. At the spot where he'd been hit, Limid spotted a few people running towards Gran. The creature charged aggressively, trying to run. The blonde-haired demon felt his side. Not good. The only choice is to use my secret weapon. Its massive body flew forward, its 2 hands reaching out to grab Ron. A few gleams of light appeared in his eyes. Seeing this, Limitup froze. What's going on? This pressure. It immediately stopped moving. Why isn't this pathetically weak demon afraid of me? He doesn't even show a hint of fear. Could it be that he knows my true weakness? No way. Limid recalled. My own foolish kind died many years ago. He's a new generation demon. He's definitely never seen a howling demon like us, let alone know what our weakness is. With that thought, its other foot stomped down hard, launching up. It lets guard down. That's right. He absolutely can't know. He's just trying to scare me. The massive body leaped high again. Ron's eyes lit up. Come closer and you will die. Limidop, arrogant and underestimating his opponent, thought, look at you acting all tough. Do you really want me to get serious? Then prepare yourself to witness my power. A pair of wings sprouted from its back. The power of the demonless advent. Ron remained steadfast against the pressure as Limit's body shot high into the air. Surprisingly, it flew away. Suppose he's just bluffing. Killing him won't do me any good. But if he's really a hidden master, won't I die a ridiculous death? High risk, low reward. Whoever takes that deal is an idiot. The blonde-haired demon watched in astonishment. It ran away. Suddenly, Ron reached out his hand, his expression somewhat gentle. Surprised, the blonde-haired demon whipped his head away, thinking, what does this guy want? Pull me up. Don't think you can get friendly with me just by doing this. I'm a two-marked genius, and he's just a peasant. He peeked, thinking, does he really think I'll fall for tricks like this? To his surprise, Ron only tore a piece of cloth from the other's chest, then nonchalantly wiped the dirt from his own hand. The blonde-haired demon furiously cursed. You bastard. You scumbag. Ron walked away amidst the chatter of the nightmare demons to think it was actually scared away. What kind of trick did he use? Oh my god, how did you do that? Spit it out. A peasant like you isn't allowed to hide anything from us, the warrior class. You hear me? Don't you get ahead of yourself. I once read in a human's demon counter-tactic handbook that howling demons don't have static vision. As long as you stand still, it can't see you. The green-haired demon stepped forward to block the path. Spit it out. A peasant like you isn't allowed to hide anything from us, the warrior class. You hear me? Don't you get ahead of yourself, he replied. I once read in a human's demon counter-tactic handbook that howling demons don't have static vision. As long as you stand still, it can't see you. The crowd murmured. The book written by that demon-slaying maniac Kong. Don't mention that terrifying name. Just hearing it makes my legs tremble. Good thing he died 5 years ago. Now that we know its weakness, let's all hunt down the howling demon, chop off its head, and bring it back for the reward. Hearing this, Ron let out a small, contemptuous laugh. A howling demon's vision is top tier. If every single one of you stands perfectly still, you're just serving yourselves up to be killed. The blonde-haired demon shouted aggressively. You read a couple of books, and now you act all high and mighty, and you dare to look down on me? Someone came up and asked, are you okay, boss? You try to act tough. What could possibly happen to me? I'm just tired and want to sit for a bit longer. It's not like my legs were scared stiff or anything. And you five, don't you guys brag every single day about having some unique ultimate move? Then today is the day for you all to prove yourselves. Go follow that guy and kill him in the most humiliating way possible. They grin grotesquely. His death is guaranteed to please our Lord. They gather on a rooftop, having followed him for long enough. Let's do it right here. Below, Ron is walking alone. Small holes appear on the smoke devil's stomach with my mist providing cover. No one will interfere. Number 2 and number 4 urge them on. Hurry up. Don't lose him. They stalk and follow oblivious to the snakes tailing them. This little brat wants to play hide and seek. Huh. The talent seal of a snake demon originates from the ancient snake bloodline. We just need to be careful of his venom. It's fine. His seal power is so weak, so the venom can't be that strong. If it bites us at worst, it'll just hurt for a little while. Number 2, lead the way. We'll split up and drag that brat out. Suddenly, one of them stops. The smoke devil runs toward them, exhausted, pleading for help. It hurts so much. Help me. That damn snake bit me in the stomach. It hurts so much. Suddenly, the poisonous gas inside the smoke devil's stomach thickens and his belly bursts open. The poison gas spreads everywhere. His comrades cover their eyes and scream, my eyes. The mist is poisonous. Ron's silhouette emerges amidst the my eyes. They hurt so much. He closes his eyes and thinks to himself those 5 disgusting things. I'll just use you all to test out how to use this talent seal. Ancient snake bloodline thermal vision. Channel the seal power to my eyes like this. Even in the dark, I can see my surroundings clearly. Ancient snake bloodline serpent art. If I focus seal power into both arms, I can create snake forms to attack. Number 2 and number 3 begin to panic. What was that noise? What happened to number 4 and number 5? Damn it. This poisonous mist stings my eyes. Ron assesses inwardly. Compared to my past life, the ancient snake bloodline I possess now provides a lot more room to maneuver. Tactically not bad. Suddenly, a red axe blade appears. Number 2 slices through the poisonous gas. Ron's emotionless face is revealed. Number 2 immediately launches a vicious sneak attack. You got rid of those 3 burdens, and now you're getting arrogant. You're getting way too full of yourself. Now that your poisonous mist is gone, you're nothing in front of me. Number 3 laughs smugly. Venomous Snake Big Bro 2 is angry now. You're screwed. He crosses his 2 arms, gathering power. Number 2 swings to the left, then swings to the right. Number 3, standing beside him, joins in. Ron's expression turns grim as number 2 lunges with his axe. Ron pierces through his body with just his bare hand. Number 3 is scared colorless. He gravels and kneels. I surrender. Don't kill me. Please don't kill me. He asks coldly. Give me a reason. Number 3 reports. From the very beginning, I never wanted to harm you, sir. It was all because of that two-sealed genius, the blonde one. How could I dare to disobey his orders? Ron's expression is terrifying. Not number 3 is a mess of tears and snot. How about this? I'll lead you to his secret mountain cave. It's definitely filled with precious this time. Ron considers it carefully. If the level of my mountain of corpses and sea of blood increases just a little more, I'll be able to reach 2 seals and awaken my power. I remember the power of the ancient snake bloodline is called the serpent's mole. It requires rare artifacts as offerings to oneself. Only then can I shed my skin and evolve. Ron thought to himself, I might as well go see if there's anything in that cave he's talking about that I can use. Number 3 leads the way into the mountain forest. We're almost there. It's just up ahead. He points inside a large waterfall. The blonde guy's treasures are hidden in the cave behind the waterfall. You can go straight in. Suddenly, Ron's hand is on his neck. A second later, Ron uses number 3 as a human shield and shoves him through the water. He casually tosses aside his body, now riddled with thousands of arrows. Thanks. Inside the deep, dark cave. At the headquarters, an urgent report, a subordinate kneels and reports. Chief, the vicious howling demon monster has run amok at the number 2 rookie training camp and was then scared off by a snake demon serf there. The voice of the person seated above sounds slightly surprised. A snake demon serf. She smirks. That's a little interesting. The chief, the shattered bone of the Stonefall lands. Meanwhile, Ron has found a small chest. Such a big cave, and all it's hiding is this tiny little chest. Suddenly, a voice rings out. Put that down for me. Hongfa appears from nowhere. He turns to kick him. You dare touch my things. Ron kicks hard at Hongfa's knee. Hongfa cries out in pain and anger. Damn it, my leg. He backs away wearily. Why is this guy completely different from before? No wonder those 5 couldn't deal with him. I can't risk fighting him in here. It's too cramped. And this leg wound. It'll take a few minutes to recover. Hongfa flies straight out of the waterfall. I'll retreat for now. A pair of wings sprouts from his back. Talentzel. Aven armament. Ron parts the curtain of water peeking out. So, he's from the Aven demon tribe. He turns and walks back into the cave. A strange shadow seems to surface in his mind. The Aven demon tribe. Huh? Suddenly, Ron decides to act. He turns and runs toward the cave entrance. A vicious light glints in Ron's 2 eyes. The Aven demon tribe. They deserve to die more than anyone. They must be killed. Seeing him give chase, Hongfa is terrified. Ron grabs Huang Fa by the neck. The 2 of them plummet downwards. One side of his face is torn. Ron relentlessly clashes with Hongfa. He kicks Ron down hard. Ron schemes across the surface of the water. Ron's expression is ice cold. Hongfa taunts him smugly. I didn't expect you to accidentally fall into this lake of bile. You're just completely out of luck. The water beneath Ron's feet churned as a swarm of insects shot out towards him. They tore at his body while Hongfa flew closer. These Vincent bile worms not only suck blood, but they're also countless. I'm going to enjoy watching them tear you apart piece by piece, gnawing away until nothing but dry bones are left. This is merely the bile of a D-high, and it was enough to form this deadly lake. That mighty demon of the Van Sun clan. If he were still alive, I'm afraid our kind would have conquered humanity long ago. But suddenly, Ron bent down and bit one of the creatures, flinging it far away with his mouth. He dealt with the others in the same way. Hangfa was taken aback. That's strength. But then he calmed himself. So what if he's strong? That's just the kind of muscle you build from plowing fields for years. The Vion bile worms here. You could kill them until you die of old age, and you still wouldn't get them all. Ron didn't care. He spread his hand open, and a swarm of snakes appeared, tearing into the insects. They even lunged for Hongfa, but he dodged them. He smirked triumphantly. You little plow boy, you're too damn slow. The scene was a chaotic mess as Huang Fot continued to taunt him while dodging. Too slow, way too slow, you little plow boy. At best, these little worms of yours are only good for tilling soil. Just wait until you gradually exhaust yourself to death. You little plow boy. Soon, Ron was submerged in the swarm of insects. Suddenly, his snakes burst out, shredding the insects to pieces as their corpses rained down. A dangerous glint flashed in his eyes. An aggressive snake lunged forward, grazing Hank's cheek. For the first time, he felt a flicker of unease. How was he getting faster and faster? The water's surface was covered in floating carcasses. Ron's expression was indifferent. Even though I killed so many, they were too weak. They only boosted my strength to 2 marks, but that's enough to deal with that annoying stinking bird. At this thought, he grew. The next time you blink, I'll be ripping your skull out. Hearing this, Hang FOT flew higher. You're insane. What kind of nonsense are you spouting? Seeing Ron closing in, he panicked. He's too fast. But then Huang FOT pulled out a bow. Don't you dare underestimate me. Fierce Thunder Arrow. His Majesty II's Demon Arrow. I found it when I was living by the sea with my sister. Perhaps it was fate that I would use it at this very moment. He let go, and the arrow flew. Ron's fingertips were a centimeter from Hang Fat's eye when the arrow pierced straight through his abdomen. Snakes slithered out, coiling around the arrow. What was happening? The snakes dragged Ron's body down into the lake. A large mass of them writhed on the surface as his hand flailed helplessly. Hang Fat watched from the shore. What's going on? Did the fierce thunder arrow actually kill him? Just then, Huang Vu came running. Brother, are you all right? She reached out her hand. I followed the trail of feathers you scattered to find you. I was so worried something had happened to you. He smiled. I'm Yufine. I just had to deal with a petty thief. That's all. He was trying to rob us. Then Hang F took out a small pouch and handed it to Hang Vu. This is to cure your eyes, sis. I had to protect it, even if it meant risking my life. Beneath the lake, Ron's consciousness lingered, puzzled. I can't believe my fierce thunder arrow fell into his hands. But this arrow, I don't remember it having the ability to disfigure a body. Why has my body suddenly changed like this? Suddenly, his pupils transformed. Ron's body emitted a blinding light as an infinity symbol appeared in his eyes. The body of the 6th snake coiled. It was then that Ron understood. So that's how it is. 2 streams of power emerged. He chuckled softly, tempted by a rare offering like the fierce thunder arrow. The body's instinctual desires force my power to awaken on its own. Such a greedy, venomous snake. The power of the 6th ancient snake. Bloodlines molting. It radiated a light that suddenly transformed into a dark aura. Meanwhile, Hang Fat sat on the shore waiting. The bubbles had stopped. The guy must have sunk to the bottom and died. He wiped the blood from his cheek. Finally, I can rest easy. Suddenly, thunder cracked overhead and raindrops began to fall. The 2 of them stared up at the sky, bewildered. Streaks of purple lightning flashed within the dark clouds. His face filled with disbelief. Violent dark lightning. Bubbles gathered around a light in the water, which then erupted with immense force. A powerful wave slammed into the 2 of them on the shore. Hang Vu was the first to notice. Something just jumped out of that flash of lightning. He quickly asked what where. In a day, she pointed over there. A figure rose from his water, connected to the purple lightning above. Hang's face went slack with shock. It can't be. Huang Fut shielded Huang Vu as a bolt of lightning crashed down. Ron appeared in his new imposing form. To make you wait for death for so long, he said in a terrifying voice. My apologies. He charged forward furiously. Wipe that smug look off your face, you rotten plowboy. Ron remained silent and simply flicked his hand. Huang Fot's eyes followed the gesture in terror. He tried to fly away, shouting, Son of a how dare you trick me. In a single slash, Ron severed both of Huang Fot's wings. He stared in shock as they were severed. No, by this piece of trash, then I can't fully test my current abilities. Ron kicked hard, sending Huang Fot flying straight into the water. Seeing this, Huang Vu rushed over to him. His eyes stared blankly at her. Hangfoot cursed himself. Damn it, if only I were a little stronger. He suddenly sat up. After he kills me, that bastard will definitely not spare my sister. Huang Fat's power quickly erupted. Seeing this, Ron just let out a soft oh. He stepped in front of Huang Vu to shield her. Power Heaven Annihilating Arm Dance. She exclaimed joyfully, Little brother, you've finally awakened your power. A burdensome sister like me can't let you fight alone anymore. Dominating Demon Eye Beast. Summon Huang Vu also quickly used her power. The 2 siblings joined forces. Huang Fat charged forward to attack first. Heaven Annihilating Arrow Dance. He just stood still, unfazed. Ron then lowered his stance, channeling power into his legs. He pushed off forcefully and charged. Ron moved as fast as a lightning bolt. He immediately punched Huang Fat hard in the face, sending him flying. Suddenly, a monster charged at Ron. He recognized it instantly and spun around. A thunderous punch was thrown. Savage thunder discharge. After landing the blow, Ron dropped to the ground. Huang Fat suddenly shouted, This is my chance. He looked at the attack and praised it inwardly, using a corpse worm as a diversion to launch a sneak attack. Huh? Not bad. You got a brain. Ron easily blocked the attack with one hand. Huang Vu also attacked immediately. Dominating Demon, I enhanced Curse Gaze. She pushed out all her power. Enhanced Heaven Annihilating Full Revolution. Wangfoot burst out laughing and shouted, "His seal power is rapidly contracting. Is he trying to defend with all his might? You won't be able to block this attack." Hearing this, he offered his praise. "Truly praiseworthy, little devils. That's quite an invincible technique." Ron suddenly charged forward. "Therefore, I have no choice but to destroy you." Savage thunders devouring Dark Fong. Wangfoot was sent flying back. He held out an item. "Quick, take this and run." Wangvu struggled to crawl over. "How could I abandon you, my brother?" Hang tried to give the item to Hang Vu. He walked over and stomped on his hand. He begged, "Give it back to me. I'm begging you. Give it back. My sister's eye disease. It requires this, a freshly gouged human eye. Only then can she avoid going blind." Ron said disdainfully, "A problem that could be solved with a simple healing spell. But a skilled healer is harder to find than a human eye. And yet it caused so many innocent people to lose their eyes because of it." Tears quickly blurred her vision. Huangbu hugged her brother. "We don't need it anymore. We don't need it. If you want it, sir, then take everything." "How could I do that? I only beg you, sir, to have mercy and spare us." He reverted from that form. "In that case, I have one question for you." The two quickly replied, "Please ask, sir." Ron spoke when those other people had their eyes gouged out. "Did they ever beg you to have mercy?" The two of them froze. "What?" Ron and LT, Unk and GT, eyes were ice cold. "Answer me, yes or no." Huang Vu and Huang Fut glanced at each other. Then she looked away from him and answered, "I've forgotten." Hearing that, Ron thought to himself, "I was overthinking it. The demon clan now may have civilization and emotions, but in essence, they're no different than before. They've simply gone from harming people to harming people for their own benefit. They treat human lives as worthless and see harming others as a matter of course. This savage thunder form I've acquired can be considered my biggest gain so far. However, using this form consumes a massive amount of seal power, so for now, I can't just use it whenever I please." Two monsters pointed and said, "Chief, the bodies are here. Please take a look, sir." The way these two siblings were killed, in my opinion, it's likely unrelated to that mutated celestial corpse from before. A figure approached. The two heads had been blown apart by lightning. What a powerful and brutal method. Toycott stood with one hand on her hip, glancing around. "It seems we have an uninvited guest in my territory." She walked while giving instructions. "From now on, if any new talented individuals die under mysterious circumstances, I must personally inspect it." "Yes, Chief." Suddenly, Ron walked by. Twilight looked up, saw him, and approached. "Who are you? What are you doing here?" He looked up and replied, reporting to the chief, "I'm looking for some wild berries to take back and plant." Twilight suddenly got close. "I remember now. So it's you. A while ago, I heard about how you scared off the vile roar demon." She shoved Ron hard. "But there are more important things right now." Takot then put her foot on his shoulder. "Lately, I've been craving a fruit tart. You better find me some delicious fruits." Ron just looked up in silence. She reached out and lightly touched his nose. "Otherwise, I'll just have to make a tasty meal out of you." Later, he stood in the bushes. Ron dusted off his clothes. Contact at this level is enough to probe the seal power in her body. Her seal power is at the 4th seal level, and it's both dense and heavy. She's clearly an expert in defense the same type as Facey. It's highly likely she possesses extraordinary strength. Right now, I could be considered a demon adept in speed with an advantage in power, but against a defensive expert, I lack an effective means of attack. What a pity if I could kill this 4th seal demon. A mountain of corpses. Sea of blood ability would surely be greatly enhanced. It's not just a matter of type disadvantage. The difference in our actual strength is also too great. The key is that I don't know her weakness. The chances of victory are too low, almost non-existent. But how can I possibly suppress this craving for her? The hunt officially begins. Toycott was sitting and reading a book. Not this one. Picture a book on the talents of the 4th seal, 3rd generation demon, Lord Conquests. Artist Agricola, also not this one. The marks on the body were not caused by this type of electric current. Talent electrical storage organ. The body grows a tentacle-shaped organ channeling seal power can activate its cells. I'm to store electrical energy through different ways of releasing seal power. The current will manifest corresponding attack methods. Power electric prison expansion. The tentacle-like organ expands to its maximum size, maximizing the amount of stored electricity. For mountain of corpses, sea of blood. Each time a life is killed, you become stronger. The stronger the target killed, the greater the enhancement effect. Power happy day. A rare power with a side effect that cannot be controlled. Each time a certain count is reached, it will automatically activate by chance. She stared at the book. Mountain of corpses, sea of blood. Toyot flopped down on her chair. Definitely not this one either. Meanwhile, on Ron's side, a hunt requires patience. I need to find a way to increase my strength to the minimum level where a sneak attack can take her down in one hit before she becomes suspicious. A monster spoke up. Take it easy. If the leader finds out about this deal, we're dead for sure. The guy next to him replied, don't worry. This place is very discreet. The leader will never find out. A fly that was buzzing by was suddenly snatched by a frog. A figure emerged from behind the frog. He spoke up, reaching out to pat its head. It really is very discreet. I can use you all to raise my level without any worries. Inside a mountain cave, a monster stood guard. As Ron approached, he was stopped. Where did a stray like you come from? Get lost. You can't enter without a token from the black market. The door opened, and he casually walked in. Ron tossed a coin into the fire amidst the incredible noise. So you guys finally passed the screening. Got the token, huh? Yeah. What a pain in the ass. I really miss the old V in Sanidia. You used to be able to buy fresh humans anywhere. Now we have to sneak around like this. Even the byproducts are strictly forbidden. And tuck steel, a high-grade material for crafting weapons. It can resonate with the user's aura pressure, enhancing the power of your sword skills, making them several times stronger. Number 10 times I've heard of legendary weapons made of antuck steel. It's just a bunch of bull. I've never heard of any blacksmith who knows how to forge it. Why the hell would I buy at Heartwine to replenish aura pressure? Guaranteed to be from a two-legged animal, not a four-legged one. What? A two-legged animal? You say this is some seriously forbidden stuff. If the leader finds out, you'd be flayed at least 10 times. I've really found a treasure this time. The trip wasn't wasted. I don't know what made the leader go crazy 2 years ago banning all trade of human products and slaves. Yeah, I heard it was about conserving resources or something. If you ask me, there's something wrong with her head. He listened and analyzed this as abnormal behavior. For her to do this, it's highly likely she's plotting something. Two Horns led a group of people over. Everyone, we have new goods today, except for the first one. The rest of them are missing their eyes, so the price is extremely reasonable. Murmurs rose from the crowd, bringing out this kind of low-quality stuff to trick us. I heard there's a pair of siblings going around gouging out people's eyes. This crooked merchant must have already made a killing off them. He rubbed his hands, grinning slightly. Everyone, don't be hasty. Don't be hasty. I'll definitely give you all a cheap price for this lot. Ron came up from behind. I'll take the whole lot. Two Horns glanced at him. You got the money for that? You look dirt poor. He pointed gently. The Hong Loi Tion. In exchange for them. If you don't think it's a fair trade, then pretend I never said anything. His attitude changed instantly. The Hong Loi Tin. He moved closer and said, You mean the secret weapon of that blonde kid? Two Horns turned and ordered, Take them outside. I need to talk to this young man. Hey, you guys. The group was roughly led away over here. A bag fell from Mac's body. The kid bent down, scrambling to find it. Seeing this, the other guy kicked him hard. Get a move on, the guy thought with annoyance. Damn it. I was planning on keeping that meaty one at the end for myself to break in. Inside, the two were negotiating. So, you were afraid the blonde kid would find out you stole his treasure and wanted to sell it off quickly. In that case, you came to the right person. That's right. I need to sell it urgently. The door slowly closed until the noise completely faded. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream rang out. No. A swarm of snakes coiled around Two Horns' legs. He screamed in terror, hoping to be saved. Blood seeped out from under the door. A moment later, the door creaked open. Ron pushed it and walked out his back, disappearing as it closed behind him. Left inside was a scene of devastation. The guy outside was still oblivious. Behave yourselves now. Not a sound. He put a finger to his lips, threatening them. Otherwise, I'll rip out your tongues and roast them for dinner. Ron appeared out of nowhere and sent the man's head flying. He flicked his hand and glanced over. The me of today is finally no longer completely helpless, but a full cycle has been reached. Sula was terrified, her eyes filled with tears. The little girl was so frightened she collapsed to the ground. Sula stammered, a demon among demons. Ron thought to himself in silence. That was close. The first few times I had a number. The probability of activating Happy Day is very low. Happy Day power activation failed. Power rare. Side effect. Cannot be controlled voluntarily. Each time a full cycle is counted and a digit is added, the probability of automatic activation increases. He stood still looking down at the two children. Ron held out the bag. Hey kid, he asked Mac. Is this yours? The kid took it joyfully. Yes, it is. Ron turned and ordered. All of you follow me. Sula held up the rope and asked, Do you want to hold this? Ron immediately threw it away. I don't like seeing people being led around. Inside a room, the group cheered joyfully. I can see. I can see. My eyes can see again. Sir, thank you so much. I never thought there would be good people among you. What kind of way is that to talk to our benefactor? If you don't know how to speak, then don't say anything. You damn idiot. This big oaf was scared stupid by those two demons, the blonde and the pink-haired one. He doesn't speak well. I hope our benefactor can forgive him. Please forgive him. Ron spoke up, telling Mac, be quiet. The kid smiled and replied, thank you so much, sir. You helped me get my things back and you healed our eyes. The little girl asked hesitantly, confused, why did you save us from the demons? It's clear that you're also a Ron replied coldly. Because I want to save Sula, a little surprised. What is it? He snapped, glaring. Can't you see the master is busy? Quiet down, kid. Ron sat to one side. Now, let me think of how to get you all out of here. Everyone stood silently watching him. Not a single sound could be heard in the room. Sula felt a bit uncomfortable thinking. It's so awkward when no one's talking. Suddenly, the little girl had an idea. Sula spoke up. Hey, let me tell everyone a joke. To celebrate the Harvest Festival, all the drinks at Anna's Tavern were half price for the second glass. So a guy hears the news, goes to the tavern, finds a waiter, and says, the little girl's eyes glinted mischievously. I'll have a second glass. The other three trembled, not daring to speak. Seeing this, Sula also fell silent. Suddenly, Ron burst out laughing, making everyone look at him. Andre and Oliver looked at him, confused. They couldn't believe he actually liked such a corny joke. Demon jokes are so weird. The little girl said sadly, running over to him. You're the only one who gets me. All of a sudden, a black snake coiled around her leg. Sula screamed in terror. Andre and Mark were also bound by snakes. Oliver trembled and called out, our savior. He lowered his head and spoke. So naive underneath any disguise. A demon must always hide its venomous nature. They can never be trusted. And now you will all experience the most painful death. This is the consequence of so easily trusting a demon. From now on, you must remember this lesson well. The terrified little girl watched as the other three collapsed. He stood up and looked at Sula. What are you so stubbornly resisting? Can't accept being poisoned. The little girl cried and shouted. You don't want to kill us. You just wanted to poison us to make us pass out. Hearing this, Ron's expression darkened. Sula continued shouting. Who tells a dead person to remember this lesson from now on? Seth, you just wanted to make sure that in the future we don't let our guard down around other demons, he asked softly. And what makes you so sure of that? The little girl stammered. Because you're a good demon, that's why I trust you. A moment later, Ron asked Sula, so what do you want now? The girl looked at him and replied, from now on, I want to follow you on your adventures. Ron immediately refused. I don't need some useless baggage getting in my way. The little girl smiled brightly and introduced herself. I'm a swordsmith. I definitely won't get in your way. My name is Sula. What's yours? He paused for a moment. Sula, are you Alexius's granddaughter? The little girl looked up at Ron. Oh, that's right. You knew my grandfather. He rubbed the back of his neck and explained. An old acquaintance. When I met him, I was only 1,078 years old. I even held you when you were a baby. An old memory suddenly returned. Alexius stood with his arms crossed and said, I don't forge swords for two kinds of people. First, those who harm their own kin. Second, those who kill the innocent. He opened his eyes and looked at Ron. And you, you weak of the blood of kin and the blood of the innocent. Even after more than 15 years have passed, my gift still allows me to smell it. Go back to where you came from. My apologies, but this humble shop cannot serve you. It was then he spoke up. Sister Gia told me to find you. She said, you are the greatest swordsmith forging a Requiem steel great's sword, one unlike any other. I want it. The old man glanced behind him and asked, Sister Gia of the Order of Mercy. After Alexius asked, Ron nodded. Are you close with her? All right. She's a good person. Her high regard for you proves you can't be an evil man. I owe her a debt of gratitude. I will repay it with this finest of swords. He took out a statuette and gave it to this is a statue of the goddess of mercy that Sister Gia gave me. I want to use it for the handguard on the sword. When can I come and get it? Alexius took the item and immediately put it away. Patience, young man. A fine sword isn't forged in a few days. If you're anxious, you can come and check on the progress anytime. Oh, that's right. My daughter-in-law will be giving birth soon. I must go invite a learned person to the village to write a birth blessing for the child. Sometime later, snow covered the roads. Ron returned to Alexius's place. He approached and called out, Alexius, where's my sword? The old man replied slowly, it's by the door. Get it yourself. Ron saw an inscription on the sword and read it aloud. Sula, Alexius explained. That is my granddaughter's name. It is also the name of this sword. He took the sword and glanced at the old man. Where are the child's parents? Alexius stroked the little girl's head and recounted. They're both dead. A pack of beasts calling themselves demons came out of nowhere. They stormed into the village. Hearing those words, he froze and killed everything they saw. Ron spoke, his voice stiff. So they're called demons. Alexius was a bit surprised. You've encountered them as well. Were Sister Dia and your loved one also killed by them? His eyes turned yes, they were all killed by demons. The old man brought Sula over to Ron. This child hasn't even received her birth blessing yet. He picked up the little girl and looked at the sword. Sula? Ron stroked the girl's head and spoke. I will give you your blessing. May your life know little sorrow, and may your name accompany me as I unleash a great slaughter. As he walked off toward the demons, the swordsmith called out, Do you need me to change the handguard on that sword for you? That statue of the goddess of mercy, the man you are now. Perhaps you have no need for mercy anymore. Footprints marked the snow. A question arose. Mercy that only heals the wounded. That is just a temporary solution. It's nothing more than the self-deception of the Order of Mercy. As for me, before those wicked beasts can raise their blades against the innocent, Ron dragged the sword through the snow. He charged like lightning, cutting down one after another, group by group. I will slaughter them all until the corpses pile into mountains. Ron's eyes glowed red until a single swing of his blade makes rivers of blood flow, until every last one of them is hunted down and exterminated. Ron stood atop the mountain of corpses. This is true mercy. Returning to the so your Uncle Ron grandpa used to tell me stories about you. But uncle, why do you look like a demon now? Besides, you're much younger than I imagined. You don't look over 30 at all. Ron doesn't answer, instead, turning the question back on her. It's a long story. Let's just say I take good care of myself. And you, kid? Why were you kidnapped by the demon clan and brought here? Sula crosses her arms and sighs. It's a long story for me, too. I'm not going back to my grandpa until I've forged the most powerful demon's slaying sword. He opens his eyes and glances at her. Well, then keep trying. Hearing this, the little girl was overjoyed. Really? You think I can do it? Ron picks up a tree branch. As he writes, he says, having something you truly want to do, something from the heart, that's a good thing. It's admirable. I am the vampire knight, saved you from the serpent demons. After you wake up, put on these demon clan furs and head straight east. You will reach the border of the Olivia kingdom. The group of people lay sleeping soundly on the grass. Andre woke up first and quickly called to the others. Everyone wake up. Look at this note. It's the legendary vampire knight, the disciple of the demon-slaying maniac Grun. The three of them quickly huddled together, glancing into the distance. Could it really be true? Meanwhile, with Grun's group, the three of them had finished dealing with the burlap sacks and other tools, each bringing some back. So what about you, kid? What did you get done? Sula scoffs and holds out her hands, making a simple sword forge like this. It was a piece of cake. It's just a shame that the only high-grade steel mine for forging Antuk steel has been captured by the demon clan. It'll be really hard to get it now. I have all this skill, but no opportunity to use it. Suddenly, he holds something out in front of the little girl. Ron speaks up. I grabbed this earlier. We're in luck. Sula looks at it excitedly. You're a master of picking things up on the side. Seeing this, he asks, So kid, you know how to forge Antuk steel? The little girl hugs the item and replies, Of course. Don't underestimate me. I'm one of only 3 people in the world who knows how to forge Antuk steel. You know 3 people? You, your grandpa, and who else? Sula's answer made Ron's face darken. The current generation's demon king, the conqueror, Agricola. He's considered the strongest demon king in history. However, he scorns the idea of forging swords for other demons. He only forged 2 swords for his personal use, including his 2, and subtracting your holy sword, Sura, which was destroyed. There are now only 6 Antuk steel weapons left in the world. I never expected a threat like that to exist among the new generation of the demon clan. I have to get stronger and fast. Seeing Ron leave, the little girl calls after him. Hey, mister, where are you going? He unwraps his bandages and replies, To continue my hunt, the land of peaks, the chieftain's private hot ring. A subordinate kneels before the door, saying, Chieftain, that underground black market. There are no survivors. They've all been killed. The despicable nature of the demon clan truly can't be contained. From now on, your patrol teams must crack down even harder on the human trade. Yes, understood. Soaking in the water, Bone Crusher adds. And as for those bodies, make use of the trash. Hang them in the square so everyone can see the consequences of defying my ban. After hearing this, he asks, So, how should we find the culprit now? She doesn't answer. Instead, shouting, That's not for you to worry about. Get lost and do your job. By the way, inform the Messal and the slaves that if tomorrow's breakfast is still this terrible, they won't need to be alive anymore. Having said that, Bone Crusher sinks lower into the water. She frowns in thought. I'm craving a little quality sugar. Over at the camp, 2 monsters are talking. It's been a little uneasy around here lately. We should probably stick together in larger groups. You think it's those demon clan bandits? The ones with 3 or 4 seals from the lawless lands sneaking in to cause trouble. Are you an idiot? You think the chieftain wouldn't immediately recognize some strange faces with 3 or 4 seals? Is there a way for someone to look like they only have one seal? Ron silently looks down at his hand, forcibly changing the displayed seal. Huh? That's a master-level seal control technique. But then one of the two marks on his hand vanishes. But you damn are you trying to say there's a master-level powerhouse hiding right here among us? The demons here are starting to get wary. Pretending to be a one seal to bait them out might be more effective than a direct attack. A crowd gathers to gossip. Another genius is dead. Was that post from today? He was about to reach 3 seals. He wasn't on the same level as that blonde kid or his sister. It's so weird. For the past year or two, these geniuses keep dying mysteriously. Good thing I'm just a weakling. Ron's face darkens as he walks away. I didn't kill this guy. Besides, like they said, a few other prodigies from the demon clan have been killed strangely before. He couldn't help but wonder, could there be another predator here besides me? Ron's steps suddenly halted. He turned, glancing behind him. The noisy area had suddenly fallen silent, and a wind began to pick up. Ron muttered to himself, even though I can't guess who would be deliberately following a serf like me, I'm pretty sure it's not they want to steal my wheat-growing techniques, right? A figure shot out from behind the house, lunging at him. Ron leaned back, dodging the attack, and threw a powerful punch back into the person's stomach, but it had no effect whatsoever. Ron narrowed his eyes, thinking, such strong defensive power. He quickly backed away. The other person calmly dusted off the spot where they were hit. Ron suddenly kicked the house pillar hard. Water from above poured down straight onto the stranger. The figure scoffed and said, so stubborn. You've already lost, and you still want to continue. The person quickly grabbed Ron's hand. Looks like I overestimated you. He immediately unleashed his power, sending it straight into his opponent, who screamed out. The figure gritted their teeth, trying to endure it as the ground around them shattered. They immediately fled into the distance. He watched them go, thinking, I immediately increased the density of my seal's power throughout my body. Could you have handled it? The two stood watching each other from a distance. A piece of cloth fluttered, drifting between them. Then it gently fell to the ground. The surrounding scenery was in ruins. Twilight returned and took off her cloak. Forget it. I'm not chasing him. At his speed, I wouldn't be able to catch up even if I wanted to. She brought a hand to her chin and smirked. Someone that dangerous is only at the first seal level. If I get the chance to catch him, should I behead him on the spot or take him in as my dog? Meanwhile, on Ron's side, just as I predicted, right now, I can only give her a few superficial wounds. The Unto Sura steel sword will probably take a few more months to forge. He returned to the cave. Looks like I have to find a way for Zahui to evolve into a new form, and it has to have enough destructive power to chew through this tough bone. Suddenly, a cloud of dust appeared. Ron raised a hand to shield his eyes. He peeked through his fingers and saw Sura. Didn't you make a flu? The little girl rubbed her head and laughed. I was too excited about getting the Yannick steel and completely forgot. Sura quickly turned and ran. Oh no, it's about to be overheated. She picked up the tongs. Sula stared intently, handling it with extreme care. Sula gently set it down. Ron walked closer and asked, is this the sword you forged for me, kid? The girl wiped her face and replied, yeah. I figured you don't have much strength right now, so this sword is easy to handle, and its balance is excellent. Sula looked down with delight at the weapon. The 7th piece of contemporary Antur, my greatest masterpiece to date. He was astonished by the little girl. Sir Ron, please bear witness. Sula took out a long sword and handed it to Ron. He took it and praised. You did a great job, Sula. The girl asked happily. Really? Absolutely. But where are the handguard, the hilt, and the pommel? Sula stammered in reply. I haven't found suitable materials yet. Ron wrapped it with a cloth. It's fine. This is good enough for now. He raised the sword. Have you named it yet? The girl replied. I'm not very good at naming things. The sword you used before was named Sula, right? Then let's call this one Little Sula. Ron smiled and said, all right, Little Sula. Streams of power suddenly wrapped around the sword. He couldn't help but praise as expected of an onuk or sword. This body is already eager to absorb it as a sacrifice and undergo a metamorphosis. Now is not the time. I have to wait until it's completely finished. Only then can I shed my skin and evolve into an absolutely powerful new form. Sula raised her hammer and said, I'll do my best. Mister, can you use the 2nd form of the Heavenly Pillar Sword technique now? I really want to see the sword I forged unleash a technique similar to your legendary Falling Star Pillar to Earth move. Ron wiped the girl's face. There's nowhere high enough in these mountains. The 2nd form of the Heavenly Pillar Sword technique can't display its full power. The next morning, Sula was still sleeping soundly when a fragrance hit her nose. Smells so good. Sula quickly sat up. She ran over excitedly. It's so long. Mister, you know how to make this too? Ron replied as he worked. When I was teaching at the Royal Academy, a student's parent taught me. He carefully set the food down. Two monsters who were talking stopped. It's so long. You go in first. We have to go downstairs to get wine for the chief. The door opened and the scent wafted in. Ron's face hardened as he looked inside. Twilight was smiling as she lay there. She spoke up. The platter is so long. Let me see what kind of goods you brought. Twilight watched his actions. You're a sensible one, knowing to deliver yourself right to my door. She sat up cheerfully. Truly sensible. Twilight turned her head and called to the ones downstairs. Hurry up and bring the wine. Ron suddenly transformed and attacked her. She turned in shock. An untuck or a sword, he thought grimly. You won't be so lucky with the next strike. Twilight quickly blocked the blow. Innate Seal Armament IBS Dawn's Bastion. Ron knocked her back. So, it's a defensive type Innate Seal. I'll test her a little more. Twilight spoke up. What a surprise with just this level of skill. I'm afraid you're not to my taste. Ron raised his sword high. Perhaps I added too little honey. My mistake for not asking first. He lunged forward, attacking relentlessly. What are your preferences? One attacked, the other parried. Twilight smirked, raising her hand and transforming her power. Twilight aimed her weapon at Ron. Armament IBS Sunset Raid. His eyes widened as he observed it. Ron immediately leaned to the side to dodge. He took a stance, ready to counter. Ron swung his sword, striking her hard. Twilight was sent flying a great distance. She looked up, wondering. She doesn't know how to resonate her aura power with the Annihilation Sword. She just attacks recklessly without a plan. At this rate, her power will run out soon. Hey, you brat. He also glanced at his own power reserves. I have enough power for 4 strong attacks and 1 heal. Her spear skills are much worse than her shield work. Should I cast a spell to force her to use the spear so we can trade blows? Ron's eyes happened to fall upon the shield. No, there's a better way. He stomped his foot hard on the ground, and streams of black energy immediately poured out. Crimson lightning net Hyatt scoffer voice full of contempt. Petty little tricks. Ron's face darkened as he thought to himself. Use an additional layer of aura power to envelop the body surface, forming an insulating layer. This is a technique the Fae invented back then, specifically to counter the lightning element demon clan. He taught it to many human warriors. To think this move,